G'day guys, Xray Racer 1 here again, and this is part 6 of the Xray XB2 Dirt Edition build series. So what we're going to be doing in part 6 now is we'll be continuing on doing a bit of final assembly of the front suspension and steering. Now what I have done is I have gone ahead and done the right hand side. I have also done the turnbuckles here, and there's a few things that I haven't done yet that I could possibly have done, but like as always, the broken record that I am, it's purely to save on time. Now I've also put some bearings in. It's really easy guys, you don't need to be a rocket scientist. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we will assemble the front wheel hub and hex. It's easy. Grab your steering block. Now you need to note its orientation. So if you see here, see if I can get it to focus. If you see here how it's curved here and it's flat across there, the flat part is the outside. So what we need now is our shaft, and we need a small pin. Probably should have done this a little bit better, but anyway, put our hex on. Be very tight fit. Okay, now we need a 1.5mm driver. We need this little screw here. Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy, something like that. Alright, so what we're going to do now is this is a carbon part for the steering, and normally with carbon parts, what I will do is I will put a lining of thin CA glue around the edges. You can do this if you want. I haven't done this on mine purely because it's really small, so it's going to be unnecessary. But generally the whole idea of the CA glue is to help seal the carbon fiber, being that it's woven and it's in layers. On the machine side here where it's machined out, and it's porous and it can absorb moisture and delaminate. But something small like this, if it happens to do it, just get another one. Oop. So what we're going to do now is we'll put this on. Again, note its orientation. We will need some screws. What I'll do is I'll just set them in the hole first. Where's the other one? There it is. My goodness, it's being a bit of a... Alright. Let me just use my power tip. Alright, now next part what we will do is we will get a ball end, a conical washer, and a nylock nut. Now you don't need to use the power tip for this. Just use our 2mm nut driver and a little T-wrench here. Do it up nice and tight. Don't have to be stupid tight, but tight enough that it won't come undone. So that's the steering arm. Okay, so now what we'll do is we will get our C-hub. Where did I put it? Right here. When you do this part too, when you break it off the little spur there, you'll get like a little bit of flashing. Just cut it off with a sharp hobby knife. Please, for the love of God, be careful so you don't cut yourself. I speak from experience. Alright, so now what we need is this little bushing here. What this does is this helps set your caster. What I'm going to do is I am going to pause this video because I'm looking at the screen and it seems that I'll be running out of space. So give me a second, guys. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to do a bit of emergency video clip deleting. So as I was saying, you'll be needing to put this bushing in. What it does is it sets your caster, so while it's straight on the outside, on the inside here of the hole where the pin goes through has varying angles which will determine the caster of the C-hub here. So I'm going for a 0-degree caster because the it seems to suit my driving style and at the track that I race at. Now we will need our suspension arm. Now this is something I'm a little unsure about. As you notice, as I did the rear suspension, I did have you got little screws that go in that retain the pins. I'm thinking of getting some washers, like little shims, wider shims to hold the pin in better, because if you push hard enough you can actually push the pin past the screw that goes in here, and I will demonstrate and I'll show you what I mean. First, a 1.5mm driver, and we will put it through one of these holes here. Okay, so now what we'll do is we will get a washer. No, we don't want that one. Alright guys, so due to not being able to find the washer, it's a black plastic washer, I've had to go with a blue aluminium washer. So as I was saying earlier on, just a case of putting the kingpin through the suspension arm and the C-hub there, and you just push it through gently like that. Make sure it's not binding. Alright, so now we will get our 1.5mm driver, put the screw in to hold the kingpin in. Alrighty, now the next part is to put in our steering block or steering arm, however you want, whatever if you want to call it. Now, you have to take note of the orientation for kit setup. Now we have this bushing, it's a long bushing, and we have the short bushing. Short bushing goes on the bottom for kit setup, and long bushing up top. Alrighty, now we just need 2 screws. Alright, so that's that bit done there. Nice, moves nicely, no binding. Alright, so now the next part is to attach the arm to the actual main part of the chassis. I'm sorry guys. So again, 1.5mm driver, small screw goes onto what would be the back, technically the back of the suspension arm. Alright, now we get our kingpin, push it through. I really don't like the way these are meant to hold the pins in. Okay, now the next part, what we'll do now is we will attach what would hold the camber links. So that will go there. What we're going to do first is we'll put this on, and what we'll do next, is we'll leave this here without it being screwed on, but we'll put on our ball ends. So we'll put the first little ball end here onto the C-hub on that, what would be the innermost hole. Alrighty, just give me a quick second folks. Thought that didn't look right. So now we'll put these two screws on. So that's the hinge pin, kingpin brace on the front there. Now we can put this on. All right. It always worries me when there are two left over. I know what they're for. They're for the... Okay, yep. So we've got two more conical washers. These will go into the steering here. Alright, now to add the links. Now, take note which ones are longer. So the longer ones will be for camber. Okay. I just need to make a slight adjustment. Okay, where are my multi-grips gone? Of course I did. Okay, that's the camber done. Now for the steering. Alright guys, that's steering and suspension done. So as you can see, nice movement, it's not binding, steering's not binding, that's good. Whew. It's the end of part 6, stay tuned for part 7, where we go on to build the shocks. Stay tuned guys.